There is no one single Nigerian on this earth who will forget 2023 Nigeria election. The election shook tables and people were like, is it going to be Peter Obi this time around? But after all the rally and everything, the result was devastating. Now that same Peter Obi is back again and he wants pure and clean change. The opposition party, which is the Nigeria Democratic Congress (NDC), has named Peter Obi as its presidential candidate for the 2027 election. This has set the perfect rematch for Peter Obi, Atiku and Tinubu. I see it as a splendid and perfect copy and paste rematch of 2023, like the same faces, the same dust and the same noise. The real question is not whether Peter Obi can win. The honest question is, in a country that is deeply tired, deeply hungry and deeply frustrated, does Peter Obi himself has what it takes to convert Nigeria's frustration into actual victory that can make Nigerians smile again? Because this is his last chance to get it right. Disclaimer, I'm not an advocate for Peter Obi. This video is based on my research I have done online. I want to personally point out the truth for you. During the 2023 Nigeria presidential election, Peter Obi ran one of the most exciting presidential campaigns the country has ever seen in a long time. All social media platforms was on fire like hot. Young Nigerians from Lagos, Abuja and Port Harcourt, many of them were wearing his t-shirts and sharing his videos even when they were supposed to sleep. I am talking about they were sharing his videos midnight. The obedient movement had that kind of energy that many politicians were scared of. But despite everything, Peter Obi won approximately 25% of votes, and unfortunately, he finished behind Atiku Abubakar and current President Ahmed Tinubu. Peter Obi, he did not win the heart of the Northerners, but he won the hearts of Southeast and South, which is not a bad thing. And also, a lot of individuals and voters have been saying that there was a big fat rigging during the election. This 2027 is another time for him to get it right and get it done. Peter Obi must climb the election ladder so that he can be declared the winner. If he wins the election, he has a lot of work to do, because the 4 years of extreme suffering in the hands of Tinubu have shown the people that the next president will need to work on the first day he wins the election. People who once ran small businesses in markets across Onitsha, Aba, Kano and Ibadan, they have seen their profit crushed into pieces. Some of them had to shut their business down because they were not even seeing a dime profit. The Nigerian poverty rate climbed to 63% in 2025, which is according to the World Bank, and leaving roughly 140 million people below the poverty line, up from 56% in 2023. These are real data that shows that Peter Obi will walk, but he will need to work smartly. He himself, he has been direct about the extreme level of poverty in Nigeria. He has been campaigning on how he will make positive and powerful change that will elevate Nigeria's situation. He also stated recently that when Tinubu came to power, 87 million Nigerians were in poverty. Today, that number has jumped to 140 million Nigerians. That is not the only problem Nigeria is facing. There is insecurity issue, which of course it has gotten worse. The question, however, is not whether the people are feeling the pain of suffering, which you and I know that the pain is there and it is not new. The bigger question is whether that pain Nigerians are feeling and suffering will push them in voting for Peter Obi. If not, it will be another 4 years of extreme level of suffering. Over the years, I have seen that pain alone does not automatically translate into electoral victory. Or if that was the case, Nigeria would have had a different president a long time ago. Peter Obi seems to understand that Nigerians will need to push their hungry stomach to where they can cast their vote. He has been deliberately reaching out to everyone, telling them that his interest in the presidential seat is driven by the desire to see Nigeria work very, very well and also function effectively. He is urging voters not to vote for him because he is an Igbo man, but to vote for him because he is the most qualified candidate above Atiku and Tinubu. He is speaking his mind and he wants the best for Nigeria, and I hope it works. That man is consciously trying to assure Nigerians that he wants to do the best for the country. Whether Nigerians in the north and southwest believes him or not, it will be the perfect drama for the upcoming election. The obedient movement is active, and I've been coming online and seeing how it has evolved. There are organized structures, community groups, and coalition of young Nigerians who are aware of how politics are done during election. Many of them who got their PVC were bitterly disappointed that the election result was not what they expected. But those people have not given up, and they have pressed the reset button or the restart button for the next year election. They have regrouped, they have learned their lessons, they know how election works, and they are determined to be more strategic and way more smarter this time around, and they are willing to do all of that next year. In fact, they are ready for anyone that stands in their way. There is a large chunk of Nigeria's voting population that is under 35 years old. These are the exact people that grew up watching Nigeria suffer and suffer and suffer. They have seen Nigeria with their two eyes underperform when they have a large potential to go far and wide in Africa as a continent. They are not inspired by any old political names or any sort of old political habit. They are asking just one simple question: who will actually make their life better, and who will actually do that for them? For many of them, Peter Obi is the man to do the job, to help them elevate the country and to make Nigeria a lovable country again. They also want him to do more in production over consumption, in investing in education, and being transparent with public funds. They want him and they don't want another person. Since Peter Obi began his 2027 campaign under NDC, things has not been smooth and it has not been sailing well. The Federal High Court has set aside its early judgment directing INEC to register the NDC as a political party, effectively nullifying all actions taken pursuant to the ruling. The NDC even had to file an appeal and an application for stay of execution, and they had to upload Peter Obi's name to INEC's candidate nomination portal. The legal battle for that case is still ongoing, with every step forward inviting a new court case, which is not a good thing since the election is very, very close. But Peter Obi has not stayed quiet about this thing. He alleged that powerful interests within the government are determined to ensure that he does not appear in a ballot in 2027, declaring that the government is doing everything to stop him. But that will not work because he is determined. He is focused on the destination rather than the obstacle. He went further in his interview with media personality Jude, saying that he will not guarantee anyone that he will still be alive, warning that the government is frustrating every single thing he does for a living. He was careful to say that he is not making a direct accusation on anyone in particular, but the words he said were heavy and a conscious reminder that politics can become something else in an ordinary Nigerian's eyes. The NDC national leader, who was the former Bayelsa State Governor, Senator Sareke Dixon, has assured supporters that despite the court ruling, the party already conducted its primaries under INEC supervision, arguing that candidates has emerged for various elective offices across the country and that the NDC is here to stay as a registered party in Nigeria. A clean and genuine democracy is only real if it allows a sincere competition for all presidential candidates. Peter Obi has challenged all presidential candidates, including the current president Ahmed Tinubu, that he is here to stay and he is here to make it work. Atiku is watching. Tinubu himself, he is watching. Good luck, Jonathan, who is back again, he is watching. And everyone in Nigeria, or that is watching Nigeria, is watching everything that is unfolding. So here is my question. Can he actually win? If you know the answer to my question, kindly drop it in the comment section. But for me, it is possible and likely to happen depending on his voters. That can work in Peter Obi's favor. Nigeria continues to face significant economic and social challenges, including rising living costs, inflation pressures, electricity shortages, which I don't like that part alone, and I don't like it at all, and persistent security concern, and I also don't like that part. And his supporters strongly believe that changing political and economic conditions could make him win 2027 election. If you check his CV, he has served for 2 terms as Anambra governor, and he built schools, funded hospitals, and salaries were paid on time. He is not promising any wonder magic immediately, but you can see that he has done wonders for Anambra people. In a country where the people are exhausted by the past and current leaders who loves to speak beautiful words and deliver little to no result, the people are looking for someone like Peter Obi to deliver a job well done for the country as a whole. He has done it before, and it is possible and likely that he can do it again. He said something that made me somehow surprised. He said that this 2027 presidential election may be his last because his chances for contesting for 2031 are very slim. He is saying this because if a Northerner wins 2027 election, the 2031 election may still favor the Northerner president. He also said that he will be 78 by that time, and by that time it will be expected that it returns to the south part. That kind of raw honesty makes it feel like a routine political campaign and more like a final and total effort from him. That thing he said against himself is definitely real and a serious matter. Atiku Abubakar is running for this upcoming election, and northern states would like to cast their vote for him, and Peter Obi will need such massive states in the north to help him win. Then you will need to look at the legal side, which is quite unfortunately disturbing him. If the NDC's court battles are not resolved before INEC publishes its final candidate list, Peter Obi could face something almost really bad, which is that he will not be the presidential candidate for the upcoming election, which is next year. He will be excluded, and millions of Nigerians are desperate to see him run, and they want to cast their vote for him. He needs to act quickly, and he needs to be wiser.